I feel like I need to do something a bit more dramatic as far as music goes. But hello, everyone. It is time for Monster of the Week. I am very excited. I'm sure everyone else is also very excited. It's going to be so exciting how exciting it is. So without further ado, let's hop on in, and we are joined, as always, by our dear friends. Our dear friends. Starting off, we have Bo Born. Say hi, Bo.
Hi, Bo.
Following, we also have Excite Scooter.
Hello.
We have our dear mod, Milady Avalon.
Hi.
And we have Raritz Q. Raritz Q. We don't have Q yet. So, Q should be joining us soon. I have not heard any reason that they would not be able to. Gonna go ahead and stop the music there. But yeah, fingers crossed that Q is able to make it. If not a sweat. We will continue on down a Vesper. Yeah, I'm excited. I have been working on some super secret things for tonight's stream. And as I was telling everyone here in the group chat, I think it was right before Scooter hopped in, God's love has its limits, and I have found those limits tonight, and all of you are going to be able to see why. I love you. I have not ordered it yet. I'm waiting for. I might have gotten a response actually. So, figuring out food and stuff on my end so that they can order me. So. Yeah, we're getting that all squared away. How's everybody's night going? How are you guys doing?
Oh, pretty good. Nice chill Saturday. Lovely day outside today.
It was incredible today.
Got me excited for spring.
I am afraid of spring because I am a vampire.
I love it.
So, I
also got to sleep for fucking ever today, so I was thrilled about that.
I work outdoors. I say this a lot on my stream. I work outdoors, and I really shouldn't be like working outdoors because I burn easier. I overheat easier. I like the sunlight hurts my eyes. I have to have like extra dark sunglasses. I've chosen the worst career path to be a nerd about.
And whose fault is that?
My own. Absolutely my own. But I'm learning to survive it. Yeah, so while we wait for Q, who wants to let me know what all happened last time?
What do you think, milady? You want to go with your notes?
See what my notes say. Let me scroll down. Give me a second.
I don't know if I took very
There it
good
is, my
notes
notes.
for the last one.
They were not loading in.
Right. So Vesper got a ping on ghost-or-bedsheets.com.
I don't remember that as the website, but I do. I do actually. I do. Yep.
Construction workers had gone missing. It was specifically 3. And so we decided to investigate. And we had the boys going to go talk to some construction workers while Vesper and Angel kind of just stood there and were chatting, and then they found essentially a tunnel and they heard crying from it. And they were like, well, I guess we found it. So everybody went in. We found webbing. And then we found a abandoned power room with a map on the wall. And then we went there. We ended up finding a giant queen spider evil lady. She tried to kidnap Vesper. And she got her first piece of damage. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's a pretty good
also,
recap.
Benny's ability just got us out because he was like, we're going this way, and it was great. And we're very thankful that we're alive. Because we ran away because we were losing this fight.
We were finally humbled by the monsters in the night.
Yes, indeed. Much terror.
They do more than 1 damage.
They do indeed do more than 1 damage. So yeah, that was a pretty good recap. Y'all faced some honestly just horrendous creatures. Weird, misshapen flesh spiders out of little hands and heads attacked the lads as Angel went off after Vesper. Hello, Paige. Welcome in. I need to. Scooter, are you streaming this one?
Nah, not tonight.
Okay, cool. Because I was like, I need to knock. Well, no worries. I'm of course streaming my perspective, the POV. So I'm very excited. There are some very exciting, fun things going to be happening, and I am just so excited to inflict it upon all of you.
I had taken the other skill.
Yeah, just immediate regret.
A little bit.
Yeah, so we're gonna more or less just kind of hop into this thing. We are still down a queue, which is unfortunate, but I think it's gonna be just fine. I think you guys will survive well enough.
Hopefully.
Yeah, so the very last time when we left off, we were just after getting out of the sewers. You all found yourselves back up here, climbing out of the sewer grate. You had a bad time. And we're going to make that time so much worse.
Uh-oh.
So we'll go ahead and get started. It's 6:15. My little preamble is done. So let's go ahead and begin. You all have climbed back out of the sewers. You are dirty. You are feeling gross. It is probably closer to mid-afternoon now. and you had minor victories against this thing, but you know that it's not dead, not even close. It's run off somewhere back into the sewers, and it's still out there waiting for you. So, with that, what are we all doing?
I think I would advocate for us to go ahead and hobble back to our now beloved coffee shop.
Mm-hmm.
Heading back to Third and Port.
Unfortunately.
Alrighty. The lads will end up actually meeting it up with you there as you're returning in. You having left them back at the construction site, they ended up after a while, a couple hours, just going on back to see if there was any chance that you all were coming back. Make sure that you weren't dead, and thankfully you do return. So we'll go ahead and cut to that there real quick.
Yeah, I could have just popped over and been like, "We're alive," and walked back with them as well.
Yeah, you I guess, yeah, you can just like magically teleport wherever you want to go. So
yeah,
that's
As one does.
as one does. Yeah, so you guys have made it back to Thornport. Thank you for the lurk page. And go ahead. Scene is yours.
Well, that sucked.
Oh, you guys are glad to see you're not dead at the very least.
It was
Yeah.
close. It was close.
Vesper kind of comes in, still a little shaken from being kidnapped by a spider. Goes and kind of sits down. So what happened? Like, you guys were just there, and then you just dropped out of nowhere and were gone. We had to.
cave in.
Well, I
Cave
found
in?
a hole.
Okay, you found a hole.
I did. That's where I disappeared to.
Okay, and then what happened after that? It's kind of what I was.
Spiders.
Spiders.
Spiders. A lot of them.
So it's just a bunch of spiders causing people to disappear.
Well, it is a
not
spider
your
lady.
Yeah, not typical
That's not the
spider.
right voice. That's Dida's voice. So sorry.
I was like, and then, she turned Russian.
Sorry. That's the other character I play.
You're good.
Sorry. It was a
Anybody ever seen anything like that before?
It was like a
spider
body of a
lady.
spider and a woman, and kidnapped Vesper for a while, and she's awful, and there's so many webs.
But we survived.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm glad you survived. It was Spider Woman.
Not like the comic book Spider Woman.
Comic
Okay.
Like, think of a centaur, but a spider and a woman.
That's horrible. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
You're
nothing
telling
really
me?
godly or impressive about it.
Yeah, that's honestly,
and then she
yeah,
said,
I don't
like,
think I want more. I don't want
flesh
any more.
spiders after us. It was a time.
So there's more than one of these ladies, or what?
There seems to be one of her and lots of minions. Arturo, are you just gonna stay in the doorway?
You got it.
you know, you can sit, but you're more than welcome to just.
That was my question. Are you going to come in?
Oh, I thought you asked me if I was going to stay in the doorway to like guard it. Yeah, no, I'm going to stay here. Keep an eye on things.
You never know when the spider women will come back.
Exactly. That's true. I'm not kidding. That's true.
But your network of sewer systems is clogged with webs and...
Awesome. Okay, so what do we do now?
I don't know, we need a better plan of attack, for sure.
Thinking about maybe finding a different small town to spend some time in.
I'm down.
Oh, hold on. Time out. I'm not gonna just leave town. Don't we have to, like, stop stuff? I don't know. Jack just kind of sits there like, I haven't heard of something quite like that. I don't know if this is on the record, I would say. This might be something new, which could be...
Great.
It could be an issue. We don't know what it would be capable of or necessarily how to stop it.
No, it's harder than anything else so far.
That's concerning. Is there anything else, anything at all that you were able to pick up on while you were down there? Any kind of idea towards what it might be? Other than a spider woman creature?
I mean, I guess it depends on where these came from.
Exactly.
And I can take a
helpful.
pop back down there and check it out, so I can just pop back up.
I don't know if I would recommend doing that. What if something happens?
Yeah.
I can pop back, I'll be fine.
There should be two of us. Two of us should go.
I mean,
So we're going back?
No, not right now. I need...
yeah, no. We should rest. And then you should rest more than anything. In other news, the guy didn't, well, kick us out or anything like that, so he thinks we're now part of some newspaper.
That's true.
Kind of giving
How
a
did
look
that even
towards Carter.
go?
Poorly. I now know way too much about the construction industry that I didn't want to know. He was real eager to tell us all about everything as far as managerial side of things.
Anything about the sewers?
No, he told us actually nothing about the sewers. He told us about the cost of, like, piping going up, that there's no good lumber anymore. This guy had a lot to say, and none of it was helpful. So we were there
Nothing
for
about-
3 hours.
New construction? Where it might be headed?
No, other than the building he was already working on. He said it's supposed to be better than the old water treatment plant because that one had a bunch of problems. Now, I mean, maybe there's something there, but he never specified what the problems were. Just started telling us more about his own construction company. I feel like he thought since we were a newspaper, we were trying to make an advertisement for him.
We could advertise that he has big scary bugs in his workplace.
I don't...
Call the pest control.
They're technically arachnids.
Who the fuck cares? They're big, they're scary. It's technically a woman, from what you've told me.
I know some arachnids who would take great offense to that.
All right. Do these arachnids that you know eat people and hang out in the sewers and have
I mean, it's not like I
women
know them,
faces?
but
I mean, you could say yes to both of those separately.
it's not like I. No. Anyway, get it? We have a lone in the sewer problem. Anything else?
I'm gonna look around. Is that Cliff dude? Is that still his name? I don't remember. Is he still here?
Cliff? No, Cliff is not currently in the restaurant, from what you can see.
Jack, have you got a way to get a hold of Cliff?
I can try paging him. He
Why don't you
said
go
he
and
had
do that?
to go work on something.
Well, you can go work on it down here.
Yeah, he takes out his little phone, kind of one of those like old clunky, gets taps away at the buttons on it. And... All right, hopefully he responds, and if not, try again in like an hour or something.
I would probably spend a little bit of time, for lack of a better word, licking our wounds. Right? What are our recovery options?
As far as recovery goes, anything above 4, I believe, is the mark on it. Anything that's not considered unstable will kind of just recover by the next day or so. So if you spend the night kind of relaxing and eating food and all that kind of stuff, you should you'll heal back up. But if it's
Hey, Edith,
severe,
a round of pancakes.
All right.
you got
Jackie,
it, sweetheart.
And
I
you
already started on him.
point Benny in the direction of where he can start making us some fajitas.
Yeah. Fajitas? Sure thing. Go through the
Alright,
door,
Benny,
Jackie.
Benny,
Go
you're
through
up.
the.
Oh, I'm making them.
You're making them.
Let's go.
Yeah, he takes you around back. I'm gonna have to move you through there for whatever reason the door doesn't work. And he takes you back into the kitchen. Yeah, we got grill up over here, and there's some ingredients down here, and then that's pretty much everything. He says, "I'll grab stuff from in here. Just hang on." He grabs some ingredients and comes back out. Here you go.
As an above table thing, I don't know if Benny knows how to make fajitas, but he's fixing to learn.
I definitely
He's-
do not know how.
He's gonna make something. He was handed the ingredients for fajitas, but who fucking knows what's gonna come out of there?
I
That's
figured
a trust your gut roll. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go check out and see if there's anything just skittering around down there.
All right, but we have to stick together because we're both kind of dinged up. And check this out, and I'll show Angel my busted ass bowstring. Can I attempt to do some little Cinderella magic to fix this thing?
Absolutely. I'm gonna have you just roll to use magic. But you're gonna take a +2 to it because you're doing something pretty simple.
Okay, you said use magic,
Yep.
and then I did the thing.
Yes, you did.
yeah.
And you already got an 11
11.
+2, which is a 13. So you just kind of, it just takes a little bit of time to do it. But you are able to get, you're actually going to get the effect of enchantment, you made it just a little bit better. So it gets +1 to harm. And it's already magic, but it gets the magic tag.
I'm writing that in the chat so I can remember it.
Hell yeah. I just accidentally hit it, so I'm gonna put that back in there. Don't worry about it.
Brutal. I see how it is.
I did not
okay,
mean
cool. So as soon as I'm done with this spell, I'm going to look on over an angel and be like, never mind, let's go.
Yeah. This is gonna be a temporary boost. It's gonna last for the next day.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
gonna kind of look back. You think they'll be all right without us?
Yeah, watch this. Hey, we'll be back. And then it'd be great if we just teleported right after that.
Yeah, while Benny is in the kitchen and Vesper is having some recovery time, Jackie is gonna be like trying to sit and not like talk to her, but just kind of support how he can.
I imagine he'll probably also passively keep an eye on Benny and make sure he doesn't burn the bar down.
Edith is more so kind of on top of that one. Just
okay, cool.
kind of wanting to make sure that her establishment doesn't burn to the ground. And the two of you teleport back. Go ahead and give me a roll for Angel Wings. Angel?
I was really hoping you were gonna forget.
No.
It doesn't matter. I did great.
Wonderful. So you succeed entirely. But you feel an outside force interact. And it's not so much that it's like bending you away or anything like that. It feels like it's kind of a hand on your shoulder help guiding you to a different spot, if that makes sense.
All right.
And you find yourselves at an entrance point to the sewers. Doesn't seem to be the same one that you had left, but you definitely see signs of activity, shall we say. So there seems to be another spot in that sewer area, a bit closer, maybe a safer spot to enter from, or above table talk. I finally got the map to work and it doesn't match the one that I drew, so we're just gonna ignore that. It's magic. It's not anything else.
Oh, this is. I'm rotating myself again.
So I think it's because you keep it's scrolling and it's like combined with some, yeah, holding control and scrolling the mouse wheel causes that to happen. So I don't know why you're just doing that by default. I am going to just. I'm going to just go into your token info and I'm going to just lock rotation. Lock rotation. Update. There you go.
What's happening to me?
So, yes, you both find yourselves back down in this dark sewer.
Can I use magic to try and heal?
Absolutely. You also have a heal bot with you, but that's not
Hi.
important.
All
I
right.
can also heal.
Yes,
about
you
paper,
can
scissors,
use magic. You can, I believe, heal 1 harm from an injury, or cure a disease, or neutralize a poison. You might have a glitch, and you could also have some other things happen. Angels is more kind of just locked into the having a set glitch, which is she will take on the damage that she heals, if she doesn't roll well enough. But yes, you're more than welcome to use magic to heal. It's the long and short of that big tirade.
Okay, I'm gonna try that.
Wonderful. Go ahead. I want to take
Maybe
a
it
quick
won't.
second to say thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Partial success.
Partial success. So you are able to heal one harm. However, the glitch is that it is going to be kind of loud as you do this. You just kind of hear this like ringing sound kind of ring out unexpectedly, very shortly, but you hear it just echoing through the entire underground area, which is concerning.
Oops.
And you'll
My
hear
bad.
just in this distance something splash and fall into water.
Oh no.
I'm gonna ready my bow.
Wonderful.
Oh, Bamf the trident out.
You take a second, you kind of wait. You don't hear any more sounds kind of come in, but
Hey,
whatever.
Which way did we come in?
You are currently standing on a staircase. So this
Oh, I forgot we
is
bamfed in.
Yep, you bamfed in.
But
But you are standing at an entry point. That would lead. Yeah, that's the top of the staircase. It leads up to some other entrance point.
All right,
As you
more water.
come in, it seems to be a very damp alcove. You can see the water reflecting what little light there is down here. There's not a lot. It's pretty dim, but it's not pitch black.
Do we see any spider webs or anything?
You see traces of them, kind of along these pathways. Some debris as well. Just seems to have very small strands. Nowhere near as thick as the ones that you had been dealing with.
I'm gonna keep like a watchful eye, sort of like over the shoulder of Angel, because I trust Angel to kind of handle business from the front here, and then try and keep an eye on like the direction of behind us as well.
Okay.
Can I put the end of the trident in the water?
Yeah, it's only a few inches of water. You see the ripples kind of, ripple out from when you stick it in. This seems more like storm drains than necessarily sewers. So this isn't like sewage water, but it's like dirty, kind of stagnant water from like storm drains and things along that nature.
I would like to, if it's okay with you, I'd like to attempt to, and we can work on the flavor of it if you're okay with doing it. I'd like to attempt to something along the lines of attach a very bright light to an arrow and stick it to the ceiling, or something else that an arrow could stick to. Obviously, it looks like brick down here from what I see on the map, and probably don't want to do any pipes just because I don't want to be a nuisance to the city, right? But like, I see some pallets in the water, or maybe there's like, I don't know, something somewhere I can stick an arrow to that I can see from here, maybe. And if not, if I can't see any of those things, I would like to attach a ball of light to an arrow and just send it down the hallway and see what happens.
Yeah, I would definitely allow you to do that. I am gonna have you, once again, roll use magic. It's kind of going to be the catch-all for a lot of those non-attack sort of things.
Sure.
Wonderful. Yeah, you're able to do it perfectly. You draw out an arrow, you kind of conjure these glowing threads between your fingers, and kind of it wraps around, giving out this bright light. You string your bow and loose a shot, and it soars down along all the way through here, or rather up to here, hitting against this wall here.
Okay, particularly what I'm looking for when I shoot this arrow are specifically the reflection on eyes, right? Like looking back at us, or trying to see if like anything just stands out that wouldn't be just in a sewer hallway, basically.
Yeah, no worries. You do not see anything in particular that kind of like stands out. Your little arrow sticks in to the wall here. Let me modify this real quick. This little like glowing blue color. And, Not that. There we go. Nice little glowing light source from your arrow there.
A little bit of style. That's exactly what I like.
That's what I'm here for. I'm here for the style. But yeah, you don't see anything immediately in the water itself. You don't see any kind of like anything that gives pause,
Gotcha. Well, what you thinking? I'll ask Angel.
We heard something fall.
Hard to know exactly where you heard it from.
Can I see? Can I see anything off to, as we're facing the long road here? It would be our left. There's like a little alcove. It looks like. I can't remember the ping button. I'm trying to triple click or double click or something like that.
Click and hold.
That's what it was.
Yep. At the angle that you're at, that's pretty much the line of sight that you have. If you step lower down into the water, you'll have a better line of sight down that way.
Okay, Angel, this is what I'm worried about. Currently, you're our only exit. So if at any point, you remember, you saw how fast this thing snatched up Vesper. So I'm concerned at any point that either one of us would also become snatched up by a thing, especially the first one of us to step into that. And I'll make an ugly face and kind of nudge towards the water.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Maybe we should commit this place to memory and come back with the team after some fajitas?
Yeah, all right. Let's go get you those fajitas.
Wonderful. You guys kind of step back out, kind of taking a look to see where it is that you're entering from. You do find that you're a bit closer to the coffee shop and not quite as close to the construction site, so it's probably a much more centralized point of the
Just to be clear, we took the
city.
stairs out.
Yeah, just because you
we
were
left the
seeing where
people exit.
Yeah.
So I can't
Okay.
take everybody.
And just to confirm, when we left the exit, the stairs, we were able to get out okay. And this is what you're saying. We're out not too far
Yep.
from the.
You were out. You're a bit closer. You kind of come out through one of those like maintenance shacks, I guess is the best way to describe it. That it's a bit easier access than going through a manhole cover.
But it's
Gotcha.
closer to the coffee shop.
A bit,
Yeah,
like
well,
relatively.
And we can,
Oh, yeah,
and
I've
we
also
can-
explained that like something pushed me to this site.
Yeah.
You mentioned that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I meant to say that, but
Oh,
first thing
okay,
I did.
So we can hang back. Let's like hang out at the top of the stairs. Once we have a general bearing of like where we are at when we get on the street before we get back to the shop. Is that when you want to bring that up?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what do you think? Arturo will ask Angel. Well, what do you think happened? Who do you recognize the hand at all, or?
No. I mean,
It's kind of a strange sensation that you've not experienced before.
I'm the only one that could pass over, so nobody
Is
from
this-
home would be able to do this.
Is this the first time something like this has happened?
Yeah.
And should I, over the table, should I, Arturo, understand what Angel meant when she said, "I'm the only one that can pass over"?
Nope.
Not really. You wouldn't really understand what that could mean. You know, you get the sense that she's weird as fuck, but the exact extent.
Have I seen? We've kind of traveled a little bit beforehand with the backstory. Have I seen the ass kicky? I assume that we have a bit of a history, like we've seen each other here or there, and we've seen each other in action with our weird shit, right? Like,
Yeah, we're both
only
aware that
to
we're
a
weird.
certain level, from what I understand, you stab things and teleport. I knew that part, but that's about all I knew.
I mean, I imagine that you knew that she had her tattoos before.
Okay, cool.
So you know about the wings and the arm tattoos.
And that they're like related to what you can do.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
but I don't.
Uh,
But I don't think Angel's actually opened up about her like past yet.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna ask politely a little. Arturo will say, "If you don't mind me asking, what do you mean only one that can cross over?"
I'm gonna kind of look around a little bit. Is there anybody around us?
I mean,
I'll
like,
also look around.
you're on the street, you know, just kind of walking along. It's the best way to kind of.
Well, what time of day is it?
I'd say it's probably 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay. Do I notice Angel looking around for people?
Yeah, I would
I'm
say
not hiding
she's not being very subtle about it. So.
Okay, I'm gonna recognize that that's what's happening. You know, having a few secrets myself, and I'm gonna hint towards the sewer door and be like, "We can talk about it in there if you want to," and chuckle just a little bit.
Just we're both weird. I'm just it's a bit hard to explain where I come from.
Fair enough.
But do you remember what Cliff said that got us to stop from getting the fuck out of there?
Not really. It was kind of the heat of the moment. Remind me what you said.
Technically, I work for a group called the Triple Moons?
3
I
Moons.
did hear that. Okay.
At the end, 3 Moons. Fuck. I should know this.
3 Moons Initiative.
The 3 Moons Initiative. To kind of show my collarbone where there's 3 moons tattooed on her collarbone in a crescent moon, a full moon, and another crescent moon. And no one here is supposed to know.
Just real quick, it's 3 crescent moons in a row. You're
3
thinking of
crescent
a
moons?
yeah, you're thinking of a Wiccan symbol.
Motherfucker! I have not
I
looked
will-
at this. I have not looked up for information in a while.
I will give a copy of the image onto the screen for others to enjoy.
Talking to your microphone, good buddy.
Was I too far away from it?
Yeah.
My
Yeah, I
apologies.
didn't hear the last half of your sentence there.
You're so right, gamer. Let me just create the image real quick.
I knew what it was at one point. Anyway, I work for them, and there was an organization here that I suspect Cliff worked for, the Suits that I talked about. And they knew about us, and they were our contact.
I see.
Here, this is gonna sound insane. It's gonna sound insane. Here,
This would be the icon.
on... They were our contact here on Earth.
On Earth, and my eyebrows will just hit the brim of my cowboy hat.
I told you it was gonna sound crazy.
Well, we're all definitely crazy, but that's not a bad thing. On Earth?
Yeah, I'm not from... You can kind of gesture around here.
Well, where are you from?
Place very, very, very far away.
Like Canada?
It's probably closer to what happens when you die.
You're dead?
No, and that's the problem.
Okay, you're right. This does sound a little insane, but I'll be honest, I'm still very curious. This doesn't seem like something you want to talk about here. Why don't we go get some fajitas and we'll catch up about this some other time?
Yeah.
Quote unquote fajitas.
Hey,
Yeah.
we'll
It's
see.
going to be
I still
something.
hope,
It's gonna be
yeah,
something.
I still
Alright.
hope that... I'll explain one of these days. Just...
I'll extend my hand for a handshake and say, I trust you.
Thanks. She's gonna give you a genuine smile and shake your hand back.
One of the
I'm gonna head
first.
back to the place now. Not the first what? Go ahead.
I said that's one of the first times she's given an actual smile.
Dang. I obviously that's over the table. I'd have no way of knowing. I like clearly.
It's probably the first genuine smile she's ever given Arturo.
Noted.
Angel's not a big smiler. We're gonna go back and hope that Benny hasn't burned down the fucking house.
So, cutting over to Benny. Benny, go ahead and walk me through your process for making these fajitas. Just tell me everything that you were doing.
I mean, I can tell you, he definitely doesn't know what he's doing. So he's got
I'm
all the
aware.
ingredients. He's got. I figure he figures he gets all the ingredients, doesn't do anything with them, and just throws them in a skillet.
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So
Doesn't
he
cut them up or anything.
you guys come back and there are whole pieces of meat, steak and beef, as well as husks from corn. There's rice. It has not been cooked. It is like dry rice sizzling in this pan, and Benny comes out with the biggest smile on his face because he has created a masterpiece. There are unfried beans, and you guys come out. Carter already has a plate full and is just kind of eating the parts that are edible. You know, he's good enough. Edith is concerned. Is the best way to describe it. She has since gone back to work on seconds, as she has put it. So she's now back inside of the kitchen, as Benny is presenting this art for everyone. Let you
Is that a fajita?
Oh yeah,
Did I
Angel has
even
no
notice
idea
what
what a
everyone-
fajita is. I don't know if you did.
Oh.
You came out
I mean, I
once
probably
to
would.
like serve Carter, and Carter doesn't care. He's like, it's food.
Yeah, that was. Kind of look at Arturo. Is that a fajita?
I got no idea. I was never into that Tex-Mex stuff.
What you
So-
trying to make it?
I had no idea.
Ugh. All right. Well,
I do love the fact that canonically these are fajitas.
They're Benny's fajitas.
Benny's fajitas.
Okay, but the important question is, and I'll walk over and I don't know if they're like I don't know if they're like assembled already, or if they're in individual components on the table. Has that been determined?
Kind of. There. It's not so much components. You see, he has fajitas. Like the parts are all in there, but they're kind of just mixed together inside of a skillet. Like the rice hasn't been fully prepared. The you know, it's a lot of not great.
But I'm
But it's
so
good
proud of
enough.
him.
He's so proud. That's the thing.
Okay.
Like you can't tell
Angel
him
will
that
eat
it's
it
wrong.
anyway.
Wonderful. I mean, the meat's pretty well cooked.
That's all that matters.
It is
So
all
okay,
that
so
matters.
I will. I'll go ahead and grab a skillet full, and I'll like separate the edible parts, like the meat, and I'll just kind of scrape off the beans and the rice, and I'll start eating. Even if it's not delicious, I'm gonna pretend that it's delicious, and I'm gonna kind of look over at Benny and be like, you know, beans and rice don't sit well with my tummy, but the rest of this is delicious. Thanks, Benny.
So he's gonna roll manipulate someone.
Hey, you know what?
Well, my goal, I would say manipulate.
I would
is
say-
to lie to you to get you to do something. I'm more or
I would
less
say no.
blowing smoke up your ass.
I would say yeah. He's. I don't think he necessarily needs to roll for it unless it was like bad. But the parts that he's eating, you season the meat pretty well. If you know Benny, he knows how to cook meat, and you know it's remarkably better than people would expect. I think is really what it comes down to. So yeah, you guys enjoy some lovely fajitas. Get some of that lovely flavor in there. You are able to kind of recover back up to the full health mark, as it were. Yeah, you guys. It wasn't the most pleasant, but it wasn't bad, and that's what matters.
So is Cliff here or not?
Jackie says he responded. He said he's on his way. I don't know how far away he is. Like, he gave me no information.
How long
So
have you known this guy there, Jackie?
Mhm.
And before he
Years.
talks, I'm gonna like raise my eyebrow at him, and I'm gonna kind of like gently point a finger at him and be like, "The truth this time, young man."
He says, years. I've known him for about probably 8 years. I've worked with him for 6. He was kind of one of the department heads for a while there, so I was under him,
How did you get
working
it?
with him.
How did you get into your line of work?
Oh, well, I started off going to college. I kind of was pretty lucky, got in at a pretty young age. I was going to school for astrophysics as well as quantum mechanics. I had a little stint where I was doing anthropology, but I didn't really stick with that one. I kind of transitioned more over to Sumerian history as well as Indian history. And then, I want that when I got my second doctorate, somebody reached out to me. Kind of, friend of a friend of a friend kind of thing is the way they made it seem. And they said that they had a work opportunity where I could be working some new work, new field, fresh archaeology kind of stuff. Well, went along, was working there, and it was a big secretive organization, had a lot of weird rules and a lot of weird people and a lot of armed people, a lot of people with guns there. Started out pretty well. I was a research assistant on one of the projects, and I was transporting something, my little necklace here, when containment broke. Some horrid monster had broken out of a cell and was rampaging through. And so a lot of the guards were rushing forward to try to take care of that issue. Well, when it rains, it pours, and another creature had broken out. It's this weird statue-looking thing. And I didn't see it, and apparently that's the problem, because when you're not looking at it, it moves, and it's real angry. And it came up right behind me and snapped my neck, and I died, apparently. I don't remember that part. Never remember that part. I do remember the sound of my neck snapping, though. Well, apparently, this little necklace thing had some kind of history, somebody trying to become immortal or something like that. I still haven't read the full document on it, but a few weeks later they were doing another test and had a D-class putting on the necklace. Normally nothing happens, maybe a little bit of weird, radiation levels, but that time it was me. I was suddenly sitting in a chair and was a 59-year-old black man, and that is the weirdest experience probably of my entire life, to be at one moment a small, relatively young kid in a internship, and then being a 59-year-old black man sitting in a chair with a bunch of my coworkers not knowing who I am. I reiterated.
You didn't go anywhere, did you?
I didn't go anywhere?
When you died?
Not that I remember. I don't remember anything. It was quite literally instantaneous. I felt my neck break, and then I was in this chair. Turns out, my soul's in the necklace. So whenever the body dies, I just have to have somebody else put it on, or have it be put on to someone else, so long as that person is living. That's the kicker.
So that's not your body?
No. I've died probably 20 times since. This was the one that was most appropriate for this mission. That's why I look a bit 17-ish, and I'm more mid-20s. It's a weird sensation.
Mission?
And
What mission?
this mission, the intercepting things, the thing that Clef was telling you all about.
When did you get
Everything.
I'll wait till after Angel's done. Sorry.
Say again, Angel.
When did you get this body?
Probably 3 weeks ago. We had some weird readings, and we were checking everything out here. then the whole foundation disappears, and lo and behold, you all appear on the exact same day. It's been, maybe 2 days before you all showed up. This is the body that I got. Which, to be fair, was actually more so coincidental timing. Had my head cut off, which sucks, because I was hot. I was like a mid-30s, super buff lady. It was great. Then I got my head cut off, and, well, now I'm a white boy
Puberty.
again. Yeah,
Okay.
it's not fun.
So what happens to the person that was in this body before you?
That's the whole, we don't like to dwell on that part, and why we usually use coma victims, or D-class if necessary. They die. Complete brain death. They're not like dead, they still have a heart rate, but whoever they were before is gone. I
Brain
don't.
Dead is still considered dead.
Yeah, brain dead is still bread. Still bread. Jesus.
Bread.
Still bread? Great job. Still bread.
Brain dead is still
Still
dead. But Foundation Ethics Committee had issues after the fourth time they had me put onto a D class. So now they stick primarily to, coma patients and things like that. But
Why
That
are you
causes-
saying D class?
it's a classification.
Of what? For what?
For the foundation of people, it's the best way to say it. A D class is primarily death row inmates who are given an alternative means of fulfilling their sentence, let's say. They come to the foundation for 1 month and they go from death row to life imprisonment after. It's a way to avoid death for them and
Avoid death.
test
so-
subjects for us. Some D class have better accommodations than others. Some
I don't-
don't get the full month.
Yeah, well,
Again, it's
not like
shady
scientists have
ethics,
the best
but
track record either.
I agree with that. But we do have an ethics committee for a reason.
Yeah, I'll bet. And I'll
It's a-
just kind of look around and roll my eyes like huge.
She's gonna use quotation marks. Ethics committees. Right.
No,
I'll kinda
they
look over
actually
at Angel
are.
and just like nod.
Believe it or not, they actually are an ethics committee. And you see, we're finding a balance, and that's the unfortunate part. One side of the job is protecting humanity, but if we act too inhumane, then what are we protecting? Kind of thing. Trust me. Go back 40, 50 years, and the Foundation was... I don't like to think about it. There were some bad things going on. Testing for the sake of testing, throwing monsters in a cage, and not really doing anything about it. It's
Yeah. Well,
better.
The reason we're skeptical is let's imagine we live in a world where they're still doing that stuff. They're just better keeping it from you.
That would be impressive, seeing as the clearance level that, Alto has is level 4. I'm a level 2. We kind of hold some sway over the Foundation, so for everything to disappear would be more likely than them shutting everything out. Let's
Is
put
that
it
your-
that way.
That's not your mom.
No. Edith?
Why the fuck are you eating son?
That was the cover thing, and it, kind of
Ugh.
falls into the role.
Well, Arturo would kind of look at Jackie and be like, "Well, Jackie, remember, there's always a bigger fish."
As you guys are talking, she comes out and she says, "I don't know why you would be going over that. I'm the one who has a 24-year-old son acting like some 24-year-old acting like my son, and the whole Foundation thing disappearing. I'm I don't understand it. Okay, I don't
It's
understand
not about.
what they're even going on about.
It's
But-
not at you, Edith.
I know. It's just, listen. I have my own grievances with the Foundation, and I'm gonna keep those grievances. And as far as I'm concerned, this entire situation has been flipped over on its head. I'm gonna bite my. I'm going back
Anything-
into the kitchen.
Anything to do with the suits is. fine
No,
with her.
you are
Anybody
absolutely
involved.
correct. 100%. Listen, people say the GOC, they ain't the best, but you know what? We get results. She goes back into the kitchen.
I'm gonna whisper under my breath. Arturo would whisper under his breath, "What's the GOC?"
Jackie just kind of leans over towards Arturo. Global Occult Coalition. Militarized UN dealing with weird paranormal stuff.
Out of table talk. What was that? Global.
Global Occult Coalition. They are a.
Global.
Think of. If you
Occult
think of the SCP
Wait,
Foundation
wait.
as
situation.
coalition.
Thank you. I'm
Yep.
dyslexic.
Yeah, I'll rely on autocorrect for that word.
I'll struggle with this when we come back and be like, the fuck did I say for this word?
Oh, I didn't mean for her to say it. Thank you, camera.
Oh, thanks, Edith.
Yep. I didn't realize I still had her selected. Yes, the GOC, if the SCP Foundation are the jailers, the GOC are enough guns will solve your problem.
Did I know about that? Did I know about the GOC working with this?
You knew a little bit about them. Not much.
Cool.
You've heard of it.
Suits with a little asterisk. I just want to know if I knew about it.
Yeah. They are quite literally the UN militarized to fuck to solve problems. And by solve problems, I mean blow it up. Edith still kind of, going about her work in the kitchen. Jackie's just kind of.
You
Yeah,
need help
they,
back there, Edith?
No, sweetie, you did a wonderful job, and I'm gonna take it from here, and you go ahead, you enjoy your fajitas, and I'm gonna make a different kind of style of Tex-Mex, we'll call those Benny fajitas. We'll just call these Edith fajitas.
All right, we'll have a cooking contest later then.
Okay, sweetheart. You go ahead and enjoy your food, though. Still kinda
Arturo would lean
muttering.
over to Benny and be like, "We call those fajitas."
Fajitas. I'm gonna move Arturo a bit closer in
No.
to
You proud of
frame.
yourself for that one?
And you get no answer.
Apparently.
I would just look. I should have mentioned.
Oh, I
this,
just
but
laughed.
Arturo would look kind of up in the air and shrug a shoulder and give a small smirk, and just kind of nod his head.
All right. Well, everyone is going to be healed after eating. Vesper's still not emotionally healed from being carried away.
I'm so excited for Q to re-find out all this and be extra betrayed that her boyfriend is not actually her boyfriend and doesn't actually look like that.
I mean, I think she kind of knew that, but we'll see. We'll see how Vesper knew what Vesper knew. At the very least, I think Q knew. I think they knew that it was the extent of it, but we will see. Wonderful. So you have all healed up. It is the next day. I'm gonna change up the music because I've been listening to the same short loop for us. I used to have so many more, and now I have to reinstall all of my background sound effects for people. We'll do this one. That one works. No. We'll do this. There we go. Sorry. Just trying to keep it somewhat interesting. Yes, so you were all feeling better. You're feeling good. What is your plan, hunters?
Do we need to go back down and get those spiders?
About that, we found a new place.
Oh, really? How?
Magic.
Just magic?
I'm still trying to figure out how we got there in the first place, to be honest. It's a new place. It's unfortunately closer to the cafe than the other one, so.
Oh, okay. If that's where we need to go, then I'm ready.
Did we ever get a chance to talk to good old Clef?
No, he he had not arrived yet. As you guys were still
Split
kind
us
of
up.
discussing things, he does actually make his way in. He says, "I'm very sorry. What's up?" He seems out of it.
You feeling okay, Clef? Wait, is it
there
Clef
a
or Clef
vibe
over
check?
the table?
His real name is Alto Clef. He goes by Cliff here.
Okay. What I actually really like and agree with Milady's question.
I
Is
did
there
not
a
hear
vibe
Milady's.
Is there a vibe check? Like,
Roll?
in
Uh,
D&D there's investigate. Is there a vibe check, like, for here?
That's such a great question. What would...
Because whatever it is, we're all rolling it.
Yeah.
Manipulate?
No, manipulate is more like you telling stuff. I guess, yeah, read a bad situation if one of you wants to do that. I will let one of you do it.
Not me.
Who's the bet? It's Sharp?
Yep.
Who's... Oh,
Mine's +1.
I'm -1.
I'm 0, so it looks like you're doing it. Can we assist?
No, not for this one.
Fuck you. Anyway, let's go.
I'm
Throws the
not
first-
even sure if that one does, but it works enough. All right. I will say that you can ask something other than that, but you only get one question.
Of the list here, right?
Yeah, you could ask one other than that. I'm trying to see if there is actually a better...
Actually, I do want to ask one of those questions. I'd like to
All right.
ask, are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Not particularly. No. At the very least,
Maybe
not with
fajitas.
Cliff. Yeah,
I
the,
noticed those.
yeah. He seems more distracted than anything else. Like there's something going on. Maybe behind the scenes that he's a lot of his tension is on, and that he doesn't seem to have any answers for.
Where you been?
Working on something.
You have to do better than that, Cliff.
All right. Fine. Let's put it this way. A lot of the information that I'm running off of seems to be potentially outdated. Beyond that, it seems to be troubling. The Foundation quite literally was the, I guess you could say, the guardians against disaster, right? They were the first line of
Wow.
defense for humanity.
One of them.
Arguably the largest one that's given. Yes, the
Hearing
Three
a lot of
Moons has done a
organizations
lot,
say that.
but Foundation's goal was protecting humanity, and some of the threats that I alone have worked on were cataclysmic. But these threats should have destroyed everything by now. If the Foundation had entirely disappeared, we should all be dead. We're talking about
Maybe we are
unknowable
all dead.
gods
Not
outside
like
of.
it's a bad place to be.
As much as I would love to discuss that portion of it, I'm worried about the. I guess the implication would be the word. Why hasn't the world ended? Why hasn't something come along and eaten the planet? Why hasn't the sun, erupted and torn us apart? Why hasn't some unknowable demon ripped the planet in half? And
So you're
Beyond
trying
that-
to figure out where all these things went.
trying to figure out why they're not a threat. Because they should be. We should be dead. There are things that require attention every hour, let alone days, almost a week. So,
How are
something
you
is
trying to
happening.
find this information?
Mainly, I've been trying to earn every contact that I have, every favor that I have earned over the years. To understand and get information from contacts around the world. Russia should be imploding. The Siberian wasteland should be covered in flesh. There's so many things that should be happening that aren't. But my contacts were Foundation associated. So I have to go with more obscure ones. And it's been a challenge. But, like I said, it's not something that you need to worry about. I'm
It sounds
think it's something you
pretty
should be
pretty
worried about.
troublesome to me. Yeah.
let me rephrase that. It's above your pay grade. If these things were going to destroy the world, they'd do it. And
Everything's
Frankly
above my
speaking,
grade.
nothing you can do would really stop it. Not right now. So,
Yeah, I thought you said we weren't getting paid for this.
I'm going to
He's
go back
saying
to
he's
what I was
more
doing.
superior than us.
I see.
Oh,
And then I'll yell back over my shoulder towards Jackie. Say, "See, Jackie, always a bigger fish."
Let's go.
you know what? The best part about that, I'm sorry, this just hit me. That movie hasn't come out yet. As far as like Obi-Wan saying that to
Yeah.
or Qui-Gon saying it to Obi-Wan.
It's a real
So
old saying.
I know it is, but the first thing that came to my mind was Qui-Gon, and he hasn't been cast yet, so that just blew my mind. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, he just kind of lets you go about your business. He kind of rubs his semblances. So, what all of you been working on? Where are we at? Jackie said something about Spider-Woman. He wasn't very
Not that Spider Woman.
Tell
okay.
them what you guys are doing.
I'll give Cliff here the breakdown of what happened, just to kind of catch him up.
So, fast forwarding through that. So, you're saying some kind of human spider thing with heads, with legs.
Yeah, does this sound familiar to you?
kind of. It
Trying to
sounds
think of an answer.
it sounds like carnomancy. Flesh magic.
I'm gonna look over when he just says pharmomancy or whatever he just said. I'm gonna look
Carnomancy.
over at Angel and I'm gonna loudly proclaim, and I thought I was vague.
It's flesh magic. There's
Just go ahead and assume we're gonna want you to elaborate on everything you say, Cliff.
wonderful. There's a group known as the Sarkites. They're flesh purists. Very, very old group. Originates out of eastern China and Mongolia.
Flesh purist?
They originally were escaped slaves, nomadic. Very peaceful group. After a while, turned against their slavers after some revolt in East India. They escaped, traveled north into what would be central China. Thousands of years ago, Bronze Age civilization. Well, they developed this type of magic where they could reshape flesh. And it became sort of religious for them. Traces of Sarkic beliefs still exist, but during the 1920s, there was a rethinking of it. The purity of flesh, the refusal against the original nomadic beliefs, and instead using it for power. It's a more fractured cult sort of belief known as Neo-Sarkism. They are flesh priests who believe that the god of meat and destruction and primal instinct needs to be resurrected and brought back.
Did you say flesh priests?
Flesh priests. Yes.
Is that why there was all that skin we found in the woods?
No, that was the last monster we found.
Well, right, but they might be related. This does.
Yeah, I would
sound-
say there
It
has to be
could
some
be.
kind of relation. to
Yeah.
it.
There have been beliefs
True.
that SCP-939 could have Sarkic origins. We don't know for certain, but that's concerning. If Sarkites are here, if Neo-Sarkites are here, that's a problem. A big problem. And
Your mic's cutting out again, good buddy.
God bless America. If Neo-Sarkics are here, that's a problem. A big problem. And that means... And you hear Jackie go, no, 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 please, please don't say it. Alto, I will pay you not to say this. Cliff just shakes his head. We're going to have to contact the Church of the Broken God. Jackie goes, God damn it. They always weird me out. They weird me out, and I don't like having to deal with them.
I know anything
I
about
know.
these people.
No, not really.
Cool. Yay, more suits.
No, these are not suits. These are... You know, I'm actually not going to give you any... I can't... There's nothing I can say that's going to prepare you for this. Yeah, the
Church of the,
I'm-
what was it?
Church of the Broken God.
Great.
That doesn't sound ominous at all.
I'm going to
Aren't we all a little broken?
give them a call. And
Yeah,
we'll
Benny,
get...
why did you have to pick
Yeah,
this
just
place to
break
want to
out
get
your speed
pancakes?
dial.
Because they're the best pancakes ever.
Yeah, it just kind of chimes in. Thank you.
I make the best fajitas.
Slow down, Benny. One step at a time.
No response. Wonderful. So he goes over to the phone, dials a number, and after some time, he's on the line talking with someone. Comes back and he says, "All right, they'll be here probably next couple hours."
You invited them here instead of a mutual meeting spot?
This is going to be
Great
one
job.
of the most mutual spots that we can have. Anyway, we'll deal with that. You deal with the spiders, I guess. It sounds like you have some kind of plan at the very least.
I was actually hoping that you had more information for us. You know, tips, tricks.
Try bug spray.
They're arachnids.
Thank you.
Bug's not a scientific term. I mean, technically it is, but we're beyond that. Point is,
Yeah, doesn't know shit.
I'm sure she has some kind of weakness. It's going to be hard to figure out what, but
Any weakness of these flesh fangs, priests, whatever the fuck.
Sarkites. Your best bet
Them.
for them is, fire, guns, explosions. I don't know. They're
Real helpful. Alright.
Is this the next day? Remind me, or is this like a couple hours later?
It's a few hours. It's probably evening, night, sun's starting to set.
Okay,
Listen,
so
you can stick
and
around for the
Jackie
chat
are
if you
gonna-
want.
You and Jackie are gonna
Yeah, we're gonna talk to
deal
the
with these people.
church.
I'll
Wait,
go to
Jackie-
Angel and I'll be like,
Jackie-
"What do you think?" And I'll kind of nod over towards Benny. What do y'all think? Vesper,
Hold on.
I sat in the corner, right?
I got a question for Jackie. What's your problem with this so-called church?
If you stick around, you'll see. Or you can
That doesn't
leave.
help.
They're weird. They're
You're
real
weird.
weird.
Elaborate.
You're weird.
Listen, there's nothing I can say. They are weird. You're gonna see it. They are the opposite of the flesh people, and I'm sure you can understand what that means. But as
So they
he's
have a lot
having
of-
this
No.
conversation, as he is saying this, you guys hear the door open, and you see this robed figure walk in, which I don't have the icon for yet. So give me a moment. But you see this
It'll lead over to
robed,
Arturo. This
figure.
starts getting weird. Grab Benny, we're leaving.
and this
Sounds good to me.
woman walks in with these kind of white robes, a hood over her head. She speaks, and you immediately notice that her voice is wrong. There's something going on there. Give me but a moment.
Jackie, is this the church lady?
Yep, that's her.
Oh, I see. I see what you mean now. They're weird.
Why, hello. Greetings.
Jesus.
My name is Anna. I heard that you had an issue. Is there more that you could elaborate upon?
And
I'm gonna point over at Cliff and be like, "He's great at
lowers
elaborating."
her hood,
Can
and you see wires woven through her skin. One of her eyes has been replaced with, I think, almost like a Borg priest, right? Maybe not to that degree. If anyone is a fan of Warhammer, the Adeptus Mechanicus style things, there is this metal woven through all parts of her. Parts of her have been replaced with this machinery. And noteworthy is one consistent type of metal that seems to be persistent throughout all regions of her, which has this almost like bluish coloration to it, like a bluish gold. She says,
You called? I heard you were dealing with Sarkites. Perhaps I could be of assistance.
Benny is grabbing some tinfoil out of his fanny pack and making a hat.
I'm not here to steal your minds or anything like that. You're fine, though I think I appreciate the gesture. I'm not sure.
she kind of looks back over towards Cliff. She says,
So, Alto, what seems to be the issue?
and he will turn and he'll say, funny enough, they're the best ones to tell you, because they saw it up close.
Well, what are we telling? What's been happening?
I guess I'll spill the beans to this stranger in a robe with a weird voice.
Wonderful.
I'm gonna
What
kind
do-
of
what do you-
vamp the silk out, the string, the webbing that we got,
Gotcha.
and kind of just like put it on the table in front of her.
She walks over and she picks it up and is kind of taking a look at it. You see one of her hands, some of the fingers. It looks like it had kind of been bisected down the middle at one point, and so it looks more akin to a prosthetic than a replacement. She says,
This is troubling. This is definitely new. How much activity has been going on in this region?
I'm also gonna pull out my Wendy's bag of skin that I collected.
I didn't know you put it in a Wendy's bag.
forgot that.
Oh,
it was
I
in the
100%
Wendy's bag
did.
as well. Yep.
Yep.
Why do you just have that? What?
We found
But
it.
like, I understand that you found it. You put it in a Wendy's bag?
That's all I had at the time.
Why did you put it in a bag? Oh, okay. This is fine.
Don't damage us.
No, it's more so the fact that I had to open a Wendy's bag and it's full of skin. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest.
Isn't that pretty normal for Wendy's?
No! Not at all! What do you order at Wendy's?
Forget about the skin right now.
Okay, alright.
What's up
trying.
with the string and the spider people?
Okay.
Lady.
So as far as the skin goes, not the skin, no, strands. Silk? Okay. It has a similar chemical makeup to hair, but it's different. There almost seems to be a chitinous material to it. So imagine strands of hair and fingernail twisted together. So that is troubling. In addition to that, getting multiple strands of DNA. This isn't one thing, or it wasn't to start with. It's been fused.
Used?
Fused. Multiple people were used to make this thing. This is concerning. Let me do a chemical analysis. Give me a few moments. I guess I'll take a look at the skin. Oh, why is it in Wendy's bag?
And she just kind of walks over into the corner, and you see her kind of take out her other hand and pulling up her sleeve, opening almost like a compartment on her like bronze blue or like gold blue arm, which is pretty much completely metal for her left. She kind of sets it inside and closes it, and then takes a cut from the flesh, very like grossed out by it. Kind of taking these parts and talking to herself more or less before she turns back and walks over.
So, I have noticed that the flesh is human. I don't think anybody's surprised by that part. But the strands...
Never frozen.
Please stop. You're not helping me. These strands are... There's something wrong with them. They're reacting to hemoglobin, and more so iron oxide. They seem to almost be anti-metal, but not just anti-metal, specifically rust. So, if anything, I guess you could use rust to take care of whatever this thing is. The flesh, I can't emphasize enough how much I did not want to open a bag full of skin. But, at the very least, we should be able to deal with it. Why did you have a Wendy's bag?
That's all I had.
Why? Why did you put it in a Wendy's bag?
Arturo was kind of
I'm
pipe
homeless.
Up. This person's clearly flustered about the Wendy's. Arturo would just pipe up loudly and say, "Hey, Wendy's is delicious."
It is, but now I'm never going to be able to eat it because I'm going to just expect skin. I'm going to just
I
expect
have no idea
skin.
what anybody's talking about.
Remember, fresh, never frozen.
I don't. Okay.
What's
I'm going to go back
Thanks.
and I'm going to go get some of the tech priests to help with this, because if there are neo-psychics in Portland, we need to deal with that. So I'm gonna go back to the church. Where were you fighting this? You said in the sewer?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want them to meet you somewhere? Because I can get a couple of them to come help out. Unless you think that you've got this.
Yeah, why don't y'all just meet us here?
Here? Okay. I can do that. Well, I can be with you. I'm gonna leave now. And never eat at a Wendy's again.
You're lost.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll see you later. I can be with you.
And she bows her head and walks out before stopping, turning around and dropping the Wendy's bag because she was still holding it, and then walking out down the street, pulling her robes back up around her.
Did we
That
just outweird
was-
the weird?
Incredible. I'm actually proud of
Benny
you.
out weird the weird.
Yeah, maybe
Benny,
Benny just
I-
outweird the weird.
I need...
Yep.
I'm buying you a drink after all of this, Benny. That was incredible. Jackie, you see, is still kind of seated. He wasn't really paying attention. He looks up and he's like, is she gone? Like, gone? Like, not coming back? We're okay?
Oh, they're coming back.
Oh, good.
So
Okay.
I'll like lean heavily on the word there.
Good. There's more of them. Good. Okay. Well, what did we learn? I was kind of out of it, we'll say. I was trying very
Rust
hard
might
to
help.
Rust.
Mhm.
Okay. Was there anything else? Or was that pretty much all she gave? Do we want to rust it?
The hair has multiple
Multiple.
DNA infused.
Oh, good. So they've been working at this to make this thing with multiple people.
We also learned that the Church of the Broken God does not like Wendy's.
Mm-hmm.
They were more creeped out because I'm just gonna kind of gesture at the Wendy's bag on the ground.
With the bloody, like, flesh hanging out of it, and Jackie goes, huh.
And then Benny goes over and
That's-
walks up and picks it back up.
He kind of out
Why?
weirded the
Why?
weird.
No, hang on. You should get rid of that. Mike, like, how long have you had a bag of flesh?
Don't worry about it.
Is that from the spiders?
No.
No, that's from the thing before.
That was a week ago, my guy. You've had a bag of flesh for a week?
It's fine.
That's disgusting. That's actually horrendous. You need therapy. You need God. You need God therapy, man. I don't know how to handle this.
Arturo
Okay.
would do the same thing and speak up sharply and say, "Hey, he has a fanny pack."
Cool.
Okay, you
Angel
know
just
what?
looks tired. Angel's just like,
That's fair, I guess. We can blame it on the new puberty, I guess. I'm just emotional. But to me, it's a little concerning that you
Stop lying,
have.
Jackie.
Okay, you know what? That's so fair. That is very fair. You were
We're
right.
also dead.
That's just rude.
It's
That,
been
like-
a day.
Okay. You know what? That's fair enough. So what's the plan going forward? Like, what are we doing? Where are we going? Who's going where?
Going back for spiders.
Aren't they coming back here for something? Gonna kind of look at Arturo.
Yeah, they're coming back here. What you said? Have we healed all by now, or like we
Yeah.
recuperated?
Yeah,
and ready to go over the
you're fully healed. You're good to go.
Okay, so follow up over the table thing. We have a couple options, right? Obviously, Arturo is leaning towards and suspecting that Angel will agree that we can all probably just start heading down now as a team and investigating, and we could politely ask Jackie and or Edith to point the priests of Not Wendy's to the sewers when they get here.
Priests of Not Wendy's.
But still over the table, I think this is like also a really great pausing point if we wanted to wait for Vesper to return and come with us, or we can go now and assume that Vesper is still hanging out, recovering from the first spider conflict.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will turn that to you guys. If you want to pause it here, I know that typically the stream goes till 9. We can call it early if people want to just kind of wait for Vesper. Otherwise, if you want to continue onwards, we can always insert Vesper from wherever we end up.
Right. Okay. What do y'all think? I'm good either way.
We might want to wait for Vesper. It's really hard when one of us is missing because there is like 4 of us.
Yeah. So if
Wait for-
But
yeah, wait until
if we
the
want to
next
keep going, we can
session.
keep going.
I mean, I'm good either way too.
All right.
Sounds like it's time for Morvi to make a decision.
It does
Yeah,
sound
so
like
we'll-
that. We will probably just call it here in that case, just to give a chance, because that's going to make it easier for all of you as far as survival in the region. Or at the very least, we can begin the exploration portion, and then if it ends up into a combat, we will probably pause it there. So I would say we'll keep going for now.
Combat, I'd say we pause it.
Do you want to pause it?
Honestly, if it's more likely we're going to get into a situation we don't know what
That is
she
very
might
fair.
want to do and have questions.
Yeah,
And I
that-
feel bad.
That
about
is
just
very
throwing
fair.
her in there.
That is very fair. So we will wait for them for not next week, but the week after. We will call it here, and we will go ahead and do our session wrap up very quickly for the experience. So give me 1 second. Bum 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 ba-dum bum. I don't remember how to read. All right. So at the end of every session, we're going to go ahead and ask our lovely questions. Did we conclude the current mystery?
No.
No. In fact, now it's more mysterious.
Yeah,
No,
now
it is
it's making
much
it
more
more
mysterious. Did we save someone from certain death or worse?
Yeah, I could argue.
I'd love to hear the
How's
argument.
Go for it. Yeah.
I could argue that we had saved the priest from not knowing what it's like seeing flesh in a bag.
I would
Oh,
say,
sir.
as a
Betty
counter to
Crocker.
that, I think that you made someone experience what it's like to find flesh inside of a Wendy's bag. Week old human flesh inside of a Wendy's bag. That is smelly, that is decomposing. That's a bad time. So I'm going to counter and say, no, you did not save anyone. You made somebody's
Hey,
life
worth
worse.
a try. Worth a try.
It's always worth a try. Did we learn something new and important about the world?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Many things.
Did we
Yeah.
learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Go ahead and mark one experience. And-
experience.
With that, we will go ahead and wrap up the stream. Thank you so much, everyone who is hanging out with us. We got 6 viewers hanging out. Thank you so much, everyone. We will be resuming in 2 weeks' time at 6 o'clock Mountain Time. That is Saturday, the 17th of May. That's going to be a lot of fun. Does anyone have any announcements or anything like that before we end the stream? We'll start with you, Bo. Any fun announcements?
No, nothing out of the usual. As always, if you all want to find me and more of my stuff, boborn.com.
Boborn.com. Hell yeah. And what times do you usually stream?
It varies, but most of the time it's usually, mid-evening, we'll say, between like 7 and 10 or 6 and 9, stuff like that.
Mountain time.
Mountain time, yep.
Any particular days of the week?
Yeah, Monday through Thursday.
Monday through Thursday. Hell yeah. So make sure you keep an eye out for Bo. Scooter. What's going on, my man?
Nothing new. You just check me out at twitch.tv/excite scooter.
Hell yeah. I'm going to throw shout outs in the chat as well.
Stream consistently on Mondays and Wednesdays. I try to do Thursdays depending on how I feel. But just Rivals and Mario Kart mostly right now.
Wonderful. And what times do you stream in? I believe it's Eastern time for you, so.
Yes, I start around 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Or 5 p.m. Mountain time for our mountain viewers. And for the other regions, figured out. I have to wait a minute and 37 seconds before I can give Scooter his shout out. But yeah, Excite Scooter, all their names are in the description as well. Milady, do you have any announcements?
No.
Cool. I didn't think so. Where can people find you?
I don't stream on my own yet, but I'm here whenever Morbi decides to stream.
Hell yeah. Morvi Systems. That's us.
Yep.
Yeah. That's pretty much everything. Our next stream for our end of things is going to be on Tuesday. Doing some more of the Ale and Tail taverns.
We're so close to being done.
We're so close to finishing that game, and then I have some other playthroughs that I'm excited about. Actually, Bo and Scooter, would you both be interested in joining a large, massive, old school RuneScape party where we just try to do all of the free quests as a group?
Like generally speaking, or like a date soon?
Like a date relatively soon, but no set in stone thing. I just want to like go on to old school RuneScape because I've had that calling, and I want to see how many people we can get together so that there's just this horde of like everyone, like everybody's viewers and everything, just going through the free to play area as a team. Because I think that would be hilarious.
Yeah, DM me more about that. I'd definitely be interested.
Hell yeah, we can get you set up with the Bow. What about you, Scooter? You ever?
I've never played RuneScape.
Hell yeah, that's even better. So if you're interested, we'll definitely get you along because it's free to play. Hell yeah, we'll get that set up. I'm also trying to set up us doing repo, so we might, if people are down, do that next Saturday, starting at like 6 or 7 our time. To get like the mods and everything, and it'll be a good time. Yeah, so that's everything. Thank you again, everyone who came and watched. Thank you again to Paige for the lurk, Opal for the chatting. It was a good time. Everything again, everyone who Opal for the chatting. It was a good time. We're gonna call it here, and we will see you next time. So have a wonderful rest of your oh, everything froze. There it goes. Thank you